The Pumpkin Man. "Have fun outside," my wife yelled to our children as they ran out the front door. "And be careful," I shouted after them. We were all a little on edge since kids had been going missing around the area recently. Not in our neighborhood, of course, mostly the poorer sections of town. The sound of the bell atop the Pumpkin Man's truck could be heard outside, and I breathed a sigh of relief. My wife looked visibly less concerned as well. The Pumpkin Man was so familiar around here. He was almost like a good neighbor you could trust to babysit. I felt safer having him around when the kids were out playing. He'd look out for them. "Stay close to the Pumpkin Man's truck," my wife called from the door. The kids were already at his window, where he was showing them pumpkins of various sizes and shapes, gesticulating like a stage magician. He waved at us, smiling, his odd orange-hued eyes glinting in the sun. My wife and I closed the front door and went inside to watch television. We had an episode of Survivor on the DVR we'd been meaning to watch. "Are they finally gone?" Christine asked. "Yes, baby. They're gone. It's probes time." We clicked on the television and smiled, letting our eyes unfocus as we stared at the flickering lights on the screen, telling us a story. The next morning, the kids were gone. My wife said she thought they'd spent the night at a friend's house, but they hadn't mentioned anything to me about it. She checked the calendar on her phone and her eyes widened. "Wait, the sleepover isn't until tomorrow night. So where the hell are the kids?" I shouted, rising to my feet in a panic. I don't know! My wife was screaming. We ran outside, hoping maybe somehow, miraculously, they were out there playing in the front yard, just as we'd seen them last. But when we got out there, all we saw were more grown-ups, weeping and calling out, their eyes searching the street. "Billy! Jesse! Sally! Where are you?" But there was no answer, until the tickling sound of the Pumpkin Man's truck began to sing, and he came up the street towards us. The head of every child in the neighborhood was arranged on the windowsill of his truck, like soda cans on display for purchase. "Ah, finally," he said as he braked to a stop. "Finally, some adults I can sell to. I hate kids. They never have any money. But grown-ups, that's where the action is." I tried to say something, to scream or do anything, but I was frozen, staring at the faces of my children. My children's heads were moving and rocking back and forth, making agonizing howls of pain, despite having no bodies. They were still alive somehow. "Okay now, who wants to buy their favorite pumpkin? We'll start the bidding at 10,000. I would like to give a heartfelt thank you to the special friends of the channel for your overwhelming generosity. If you would like to support the channel, the link is below in the description. Also, please send me your stories and poems to duchessofdarkness27@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram at duchess.ofdarkness and Twitter at duchessofdarkn2. I want to thank all my listeners for your kindness, your encouragement, and your support. It means the world to me. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.